Hi guys, how you going? Hi guys, how you going? Hi guys, how you going? Okay, so today I'm drawing a picture of my husband and his horse. I did a picture yesterday and it really inspired me. I've got it here on my phone. So yes, I'll just draw the outline in. Righto. I hope I haven't done this too big on the screen. Hi Luke, how you going? Hi Zargo. This is a Clydesdale cross thoroughbred. So we've got quarter horses now. This was his beautiful old hunter. She was a magnificent mare, one of the best horses we ever owned. And I thought I would do this portrait of him. A friend of ours did it years ago. He was with the hunt club locally to us. And they had this magnificent photo and she did a decoupage of it. So I'm just sort of doing a picture off the decoupage. Can you hear me okay, guys? Okay, so I'm just getting the outline in. I thought it'd be a good day to practice my people on a horse. So I'm just going to do the horse first. And she's sort of standing a bit spread outy. Thanks, Zargo. Yeah, she was a beautiful animal. Beautiful, beautiful animal. And I'm going to do her, she's standing with some hounds. So I'm going to do the hounds with her as well. My husband on her. And that back leg's a little bit splayed out. She was standing to attention pretty much. So yeah, we had all Clydie crosses over the years. I love them. They're just a beautiful breed of animal. Hi Sheila, how you going? Thanks for coming. So yeah, I'm doing a picture of my hubby and his horse today, or his old horse. She's gone now. So his head is about here. So I'm just going to rough in where he's going to be sitting on her and just get the basic outside shape happening. And I'm undecided whether to do this in, oh, thanks, Sheila. I'm undecided whether to do this in watercolour or ink. So whatever you guys suggest, I might do it, I could do it monotone ink, or I can do it in watercolour. Because I could do like a pen and wash thing. Hi, Obi, how you going, kiddo? So, yeah, I'll go with what you guys vote for, whether I go ink or watercolour. I like either. Happy with either. So he's got his, they call it a pink coat. So because he was one of the field masters and worked with the hounds. And he's sitting quite forward, so he's got his legs in front of her shoulders almost. In jumping seat. Got to do his leg a bit more like that. Hi, Aloria, how you going? So you're doing a horse today. Watercolour. Awesome. Thanks, Obi. So I'll just do his top boots. And his feet come almost down to her elbow. Hi, Aloria. I think I said hello, but hello, Aloria, if I didn't say hello. So I'm just blocking in the basic shapes now, and I can adjust as I need to. Should I post a video on my channel today? Oh, go for it today. Go for it today, Obi. Right, so I've got to do his jacket. So I've just done this, I've squared it off. So I'm just going to, and he's wearing a stock, which is a dress thing that they put around wear around their necks. Just do basic outline of his face. And he's wearing a helmet, so I'll pop his helmet on. I certainly will, Obi. I definitely will come and watch for sure. I love to watch as many of people, my friends, as I can. Mind you, I'm off tonight. I'm off to the I've always wondered what you take the paper down. Is there a reason for that? Oh, I just do it because the camera's set high on my drawing board, and I need to have the paper set at a certain spot, and it keeps it steady so I don't move the paper around. And also, because it's watercolour, Hi, Aya, how you going? And yeah, that's not answering your question, Aya. But yeah, and also because it stops the watercolour paper. If I wet the paper, it can warp a little bit, so it stops the paper from warping. So that's the reasons behind that. Okay, so you can't see the back of his saddle, but you can see the front where the knee rolls are. It's a very forward jumping saddle. So I'll just do that in. And then the back of the saddle just a little bit there. Righto. So now I'm going to pop his saddle blanket in. I keep looking at the wrong screen because I've got my little phone in front of me with the picture on it. And I keep looking up at my iPad, so I probably need to have this photo on my iPad so I can look up and see it. Yeah, it's because of the camera mainly, but also, yeah, because I've got it set like it's about 6 inches from the bottom of my board, and my board's on an angle. So I'm just popping Raven's bridle on now. Get these details in. She's only got a snaffle bit. She was a beautiful, quiet horse. The noseband. So this is quite a detailed drawing today. Usually for a watercolour, I don't do as much detail, but because it's a specific sort of a thing, and my husband, I thought I'll go a bit more detail today. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how I go. Okie doke. So I'm just popping his boots on here. And his face is in shadow, so that'll be good. I don't have to worry about too much detail on his face. So there'll be shadows sort of like that. So I can actually add that in a little bit now. Right. Pop her tail down. Okay, so now it starts to get a little bit complex because I've got some hounds at her legs. So I'll draw this other back leg in. And her mane's been cut off. So she's just got a little bit of a raised hog mane. We call it hog mane. So they just take the mane, shave the mane so it doesn't get tangled up in everything. His reins hanging over here and crossed like that. And that's him just about done. Just got to do the little hounds now. So she's got a hound standing about here. So I'll just get the shapes of these guys in. I'm just looking, I'll be a little bit squared off looking for the second. When I do some painting, it'll come out, they'll look a bit more. They've got big ears, so bigger ears than that, so that's better. Quite long little necks. The colours is what sets these little dogs off. So she's standing there like that. And their little legs are going to disappear off the bottom of the page. Hoggers in a pig's mane. Yes, exactly. Here they call it, they hog their manes. So they shave their manes off just for ease, because usually we have to plait them for like a show horse, you plait them. as presentation, but you can also hog them, cut them so that they're trimmed to the neck, just for presentation. And our horses are always rugged, so it usually, you know, it doesn't bother the horse so much because flies don't get on them and stuff, so their manes aren't as critical because, yeah, their horses are always rugged. And in summer they've got cotton rugs on to stop them from getting flies on them and things like that. Oh, yeah, roached. It's another name for it. Yeah, there's a few different terminologies for it, but, yeah, here in Oz we call it hogged. Okay, just do this other hound. I'm just going to do a couple. I'm not going to do the whole pack. There was actually a whole pack standing around her. So I'll just do a few dogs just to... Have you ever tried drawing a realistic one? Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to do today, kiddo. Trying. So, yeah, but I'm not... yeah. I'll try, give anything a try. So I'll do that one's tail coming up behind because they're standing up looking alert. Okie doke. Pop that leg in. Sorry, guys, I'm concentrating. I usually try and be, I'm a bit, because this is a complex sort of a drawing. Yeah, I'm concentrating. When I get into the watercolour a bit, I'll relax a bit more. So what have you all been up to? How's all your arty things going? Actually, I saw your video today, Zargo. Oh, no offence, Odie. Offence about what, kiddo? No, and yeah, I'll definitely watch your video today. So looking forward to it, kiddo. So no, not offended at all. But yeah, I'm not really a photorealism person. I'm sort of a cross between. Hi, Laurie, how you going? No, you're not late. I've just started, so it's all goodly. But yeah, I'm not what you'd call a photorealist. I sort of, everything's got my little twist on it. I just, yeah, I love watching photorealism. I really appreciate it, and I wish I could do it. But this is about as close to realistic as I'll ever get. I still try and I practice all the time. But yeah, this is me. This is my art. This is sort of the way I roll. So yeah, I'd love to do photorealism, but yeah, yeah, this is about it. About as close as I get. So I'm just doing where the colours are going to go on these hounds. I took a sick day. There's flu going. Oh God, there's so many things going around at the moment. There's some horrible viruses. I mean, even over here, I think the world's been, because of the weather, the world's been hit with some horrible stuff, virus-wise. Okay, so she doesn't actually have a hound at her back leg. So I'm going to do her back leg in. And we shaved her feathers off because we rode through a lot of mud. She had full feathers like a Clydie. Yeah, Laurie, there's been so many bugs floating around that, yeah, and you can't help but get run down. I've been feeling yucky because of all the smoke, except, mind you, the last few days we had rain. We finally got that rain, which was awesome. And but then when we got rain, of course, all the smoke was in the air, so it's now filled our tanks with mud. So we can't drink our water. So we've got bought in water that we can drink, and yeah, we can't do anything with it. You can't even boil it. It's just that yucky. So yeah, we've got bottled water, and yeah, our washing's going to be a bit grey for a while until we'll have to get the tank drained, but we'll have to wait till winter because it's so dry. So I'm actually going to put some grass around because I've made these hounds' legs sort of disappearing out the bottom. Yeah, I know. We wanted rain so bad, and it's just poisoned our tank. Because, yeah. So, yeah, we're bottled water now. But that's okay. That's life. We can buy bottled water really cheap. Does the sun look weird too? Please sit with me. I've missed the sun bit. I think I missed something. Okay. I'm going to do a hound facing this way because there's one standing looking up at her. So I'll pop it in. Like that. Okay, her ear's a bit forward, so I'll just change that a little bit. Where's my rubber? Where's my kneadable eraser when I need it? It was stuck to my arm before. Last time we were in Canada, they had a bad forest fires out west, and even in central Canada, the sun was haze. Yes. Oh, my God. We had days where you just couldn't see. And it's only been the last 2 or 3 days our mountains have been visible from the smoke. So, yeah, it's been bad. Been yucky for asthma and all that sort of stuff. Like the whole of Victoria has been covered. So, but the rain's really helped, I think. Okay, so pop this one's back leg in. Yeah, we had red sun. Oh, yeah. Yeah, red's, that's amazing. Oh, that's nice of you, Obi. Thank you. Okay, so just do this one's tail. Okay, so we're just about. I'm not going to do much of a background. I might do, there's a hedgerow sort of here. So I might do a bit of a hedgerow. And that'll be pretty much, so the hedgerow's about at her chest. So I'll just do a line here so I know where the hedgerow is. And I reckon I might, do, what is that? It goes to her face, so about there. Just rough in the outlines. And the hedges go by side scotch, like that, and then up. Okay, righto, we're ready to start the paint. So this paper is my Arches. Oh, it's Arches, 185 GSM, 90 pound, hot press. I love the hot press. So, and it's, what size is it? It is 14 centimetres by 21 centimetres. I like to work small. I'm a small worker. So, yeah, I don't work on large scale very often. I just find it overwhelming and, you know, and I tend to get into the little details when I do a lot more drawing than painting, I think. So I think I like to work on a smaller scale because my drawing's sort of always been my focus. And, yeah, it's hard to do drawing on a big scale. So I'm just wetting the background. Hi, Blue Tea. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'll just wet the background. And I'm going to then, hopefully, because we've got a nice day today, it's going to be 26, so it's not too hot. It's a little bit sunny, but not too bad. There's a few little clouds around, which is nice. I'm just going to re-wet that because it's drying as quick as I put it down. And then I'm going to drop a little bit of cobalt blue in the background. Bit of cobalt blue. Get that really wet and drop her in. Okay, just run that all around him like that and let it do its thing like that. Just move it around with the brush, trying not to get it on anywhere else. This is what I love about watercolour. It takes on a life of its own. Beautiful stuff. Took me years and years of fiddling. And I still make lots of mistakes. I just pretend I don't. But, yeah, it's good fun. How much did you speed that Kopi Marty? Oh, wow, okay, 1,500%. Oh, my God, Floof turned out so cute, Zargo. Turned out so cute. Okay. Right, so I'm going to let that sit for a little bit. And I'm going to go onto the ground. So it is quite green down here because, of course, fox hunting is a winter sport. So I'm going to make up a bit of cobalt blue and a little bit of yellow ochre and just do that as a base wash right around. And I'll just let it run up, just a very light wash. Take it all around like that. I've got a little bit on the dogs, but anything I sort of accidentally touch anywhere that I shouldn't, I can actually go over it with a bit of gouache or a bit of ink, which I might do my ink because I love my ink pens. They're a good go-to. They cure most things when I make mistakes. And it doesn't matter if it's a little bit liney here or there. It's going to be textured for grass anyhow. And I actually cut up a brush, as you do, a really old one. And I made it so it does grass texture. I learnt that off a video I watched the other week. So I'm going to try that for this grass texture today. I did it for a seascape I did a few weeks ago. I used it for the first time, so that was fun. Okay. Get that grass in there. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit streaky at the moment. I have 2 streams running. Oh, go you. Who's the other stream? Who am I missing? I'll have to watch it later. There is a few going at the moment. I tried to make it so it wasn't on at the same time. I figured there was one of the people I follow had one, but I allowed 2 hours, so I thought they'd be a 2-hour stream. So I tried not to cross anyone's times, but it's so hard. Everyone sort of does them everywhere. Could I be your connection that break? I have 2 streams running in a video. If YouTube breaks, it's my fault. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Sometimes they run over a little. But I love watching Diana, but I allowed the time. I thought, oh, they'll be right. They'll be done by now. No. But that's okay. And I'll pop over and watch theirs after. Okay, so now I'm mixing up a little bit more because that's still a little bit damp, but that won't be a bad thing because it'll fuzzy up the edges of the bushes a bit. So I'm going to make a slightly darker green. Where's my colour codey things? I've got my colour codey things. It has my colour mixes on them, or my colour charts rather. So I'm going to use a bit of phthalo green. It's a bit of a strawberry green for the shrubs. I might add a bit of blue. See how that goes. A bit of blue to that. Soften it up. Well, bluey green it up a bit. That's a bit better. That's strengthen it. Okay, I really like how even now that you have heaps of subscribers compared to the small channels, you still want to talk to your fans. Oh, yeah. Well, I love talking to everyone. I love supporting fellow artists, and that's what it's all about. Really, what are we here for? We're here to share our art with other people, and and support other artists. It's an ideal way. When you're an artist, it's sort of pretty insular and you spend a lot of time in your art room on your own. I find it's an awesome way to be able to do your art and be social with like-minded people. It's just heaven. And I love talking to people. I'm a bit of a chatterbox, so yeah, that's what it's all about. Yeah. And there's nothing like a good chat. Okay, so that's a slightly different green for the bushes in the background. So I'm going to add a few layers. Yeah, see, that's true. So I do watch other stuff though. Like I watch different crafting. I watch a couple of gardening ones. Can't tell you the names of them offhand. I've gone completely blank. I watch a couple of cinematographer ones. So yeah, I'm a bit varied in what I watch. I definitely art's the priority. I'm mainly an art follower, but I do have a mix. I do have a mix of different things that I watch. Yeah. Hi, Jane. How you going? So I'm just roughing in the bushes behind her at the second. It doesn't matter if I go over a little bit here or there. I can tidy them up with a bit of ink. So that's easy peasy. So as you can see, I'm just doing the hedge in now, and I'm leaving it a bit mottled. So it adds a bit of texture to it. So I used a bit of that and a bit of cobalt blue and a bit of phthalo green, just for the different colours. And I don't mind if it sort of fluffs out a little bit, leaving little bits of the under green showing. I'm sure you can find bubblegum shells too. Hi, not Gina. That's cool, Jane. You can be quietly watching. Okay, as you can see, this paper is drying so quick because I find hot press paper really does. It's different to cold press. Cold press, the water spreads more. Hot press, it tends to stay where you put it. It doesn't flow as much. You've really got to wet the paper. Okay, so now I'm going to pop, because here in Australia we get brownie shrubbies, like brownie green. So I'm adding a bit more brown to this while it's still damp. It's a bit of yellow ochre in there. That's probably a bit too much, but that's all right. It'll dry back. I'll get a damp brush and blend it back a little bit. Just looking at the picture, so it's darker at the bottom, so I'll keep the lighter bits through the middle and up the top like that. I can't wait to get into starting the horse. Yeah, I certainly do. I draw every single day, and I have. I've always drawn though. I draw every single day, and I have a drawing book in both of our. We've got my husband got a car and my car, so I have a sketchbook in each of them. I have a sketchbook, a little tiny sketchbook in my handbag that goes everywhere with me, a little travel watercolour palette, and a handful of pens. But I'll do draw ballpoint pen stuff. You know, I'm happy to draw with a ballpoint pen. I have been known to go out and buy a pen or something down the street when I've been out, and just a simple cheap sketchbook and just start drawing. But yeah, I do. I try to draw every day. And since I found YouTube, oh my God, I draw even more. So yeah, because I've always drawn each day, but since I found YouTube, I'm videoing and editing, and everything happens every day now, which is great for my brain. It works with me really well. So, but yeah, totally love it. Totally love it. Okay, so that rain's there, the bridal rain, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go over that a little bit. So I'm just looking. I keep looking at the wrong screen. I'm a silly duffer. Oh, you only started last year. That's cool, Obi. It's awesome. You can always try and have sketchbooks and draw with you as often as you can, and you'll find it's really good for you. It's really relaxing. Drawing's really therapeutic, I find. Okay. So, and I'm going to add a slightly darker green into the base here. Yeah, Jane. Well, you can have a sketchbook on your lap while you're listening to me or whoever else, and just have a little sketchbook and doodle away. I find I do that most nights. I'll sit with my earphones on because my husband's watching, usually some action movie thing with blood and guts and God knows what else and fighting. So I sit with my earphones and my YouTube, and I sit with a pen and paper, and I just draw on my lap over night time. So I'm just doing the shadows on the shrubs, getting darker towards the bottom, and I'm using a bit of indigo mixed with the green that I had. I've just added a little bit of indigo to it. Yeah, you are a doodler artist. I've never been able to doodle. I want to try it sometime. So it's hard for me to do art and record at the same time. I always think I'm doing the wrong thing and hate it when I forget to push record. Oh, yeah, I was a bit scared of that to begin with, but I thought, what's the worst thing that happens? The art turns out that, but I've got people to chat to, so my world's happy. Okay, so I'll add a little bit more. What am I thinking? A bit more up here. There's a bit of dark up here. Okay. There's a little bit more contrast up here, but I won't do too much there because I don't want her to blend in too much. Oh, no, you just lost 2/3 of the footage. Oh, isn't that awful? Oh, my God, that's just, I had that happen my very, very first live stream. It was really good fun, and I would have liked to have kept it just for sentimental value because the chat with everyone was so much fun. And then it wouldn't download. And then, like 6 hours later, I deleted it because I just wouldn't do anything. And, yeah, I lost it, and I was so sad. I hate when that happens. Because it really is, art's great memories, because that's what I look at it as. It's like it's memories, your painted memories. All right, I'm mixing up. Now I'm using my cut up brush. I'll show it to you in a sec. Just trying to make a green for the grass. So this is me mangled brush, trying not to drip it on the thingy. So look, looks like it's a really bad haircut. So I did that to make my grass. I'm bad. I forgot. I didn't open it before starting the film. Oh, no. And I'm bad at being heavy-handed. And when I erase, it's left indents. Oh, poo. That's no good. Okay, so I'm just going to add. Oh, no, that's not the right green at all. Okay, that's all right. See, this is on. Yep, I'm just fiddling. I should have a test sheet of paper next to me. I did last week, but for whatever reason, I'm having a Jenny moment today, and I didn't stick a test sheet down next to me. So I'm just going to add a little bit of grass texture. Actually, I probably should leave that to last, shouldn't I? All right. Nah, bugger it. I'm going to keep going. I'll just put a little bit more around here. I won't do the background grass yet because they've got to be cooler to the distance and warmer to the front. Yeah, I'm not an eraser. Okay, so I'm going to get onto the horse now. So she is a dark bay. So I'm going to use, I'm going to clean my palette first. Okay, clean my palette, give it a wipe off. I've got to figure out how to set up a second camera so you guys can see my palette and all that sort of stuff as well and have a bit of a face cam happening, but I have no idea where to start with that. So, okay, so I'm going a bit of brown, so a bit of umber, burnt umber. And what can I mix with that? Because she's almost blacky brown, so I can probably go do the cobalt blue burnt umber. And like as if I'd make that dark grey, just leave it a bit more black and do it a few layers. If you're breaking leads, you are pressing. That's what I love about mechanical pencils. You just press them again, and there's your lead again. Because I do have a habit, sometimes I can be heavy-handed. So this brush is plain silly buggers. It's got a bit of a bend in it. I've left it sitting on the palette last night, and I shouldn't have done that. So I'm just going to start filling her details in, just very lightly. Not quite going to the edges. Yeah, it really does make you lighter with your pencils. And I love charcoal too. And I use the Vine charcoal and I'm forever snapping it. But because I find I grip. Even if I don't press hard, I grip hard. Hi, Chrissy, how you going? I'm doing a picture of my hubby's horse today. Yes, I do. I snap it like, yeah. But, yeah, so I'm lighter on the paper now. But, yeah, charcoal, I just snap that stuff. So I've actually got some charcoals that have got like they're encased. I forgot what they're called. But they're not your Vine. I love Vine charcoal because it moves around the paper so beautifully, better than any other kind of charcoal. You can lift it. You can do anything with the stuff. But, yeah, I break it. So I've got millions of little bits. And then with these fingernails, not conducive to little bits of charcoal. End up stuck up under there and all kinds of stuff. Oh, thanks, Chrissy. So I'm just filling in the mare now. Oops, I got it over the saddle. Doesn't matter. The saddle's black anyway. So I can go over that again. So I'll just move this around a bit gingerly because I'm trying to, I've made this one a bit fiddly. Lots of detail in a little space. But that's all good. It's all skills, learning skills, sharing with you guys. I'm sorry if I miss anyone's comments. It's just I'm trying to do the details, well, not details yet, but filling in smaller areas. And I'm poking my tongue out because that's what you've got to do to concentrate in Jennyville. Can't think without my tongue hanging out. And yeah, it's really hard to paint, have my tongue hanging out and look up and read. This was from, you know, fox hunting is an English sport. It's come out from England to here. So yeah, and they do follow the English tradition. It's all full attire, hunting attire. You have to present your horse and yourself perfectly. It's really elegant. It's a really beautiful sport. And we had, you know, people who rode side saddle and tongue out and talking. Yeah, it's amazing, aren't I? I've got a skill. It's a special skill. When I go quiet, I've usually got, see, I'm trying to do it now. Laurie, you're a bad influence. Yeah. But, oh, my brain stopped working. I forgot what I was saying. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, so I'm just building up layers on Raven. So, yeah, this horse's name's Raven. She is a magnificent animal. There was nothing she couldn't jump. And my husband they call him a pink coat. So he was one of the guys that went with the hounds and stuff. He was up the front. I was usually down the back, bringing up the rear. Usually riding one of the young horses. Okay. You are. Yeah, we still have it here, but it's drag hunting. So they drag a scent and we follow it. So it's sort of, yeah, it's not the true fox hunting anymore, I don't think, anywhere much. But it's still a pretty sport and lots of jumping. The jumping was the fun part. And the hounds are magnificent. Righto. So now I'm going to add a little bit of Payne's grey. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that in while it's still a little bit damp on her chin. But I've always loved this photo. It's such a noble sort of a photo. And this was about, God, we haven't done this for, what, 13 years or so? So this was about a 13-year-old photo. Have to hold out to get to my horse to go. Yeah, I had one of those. She was a good follower. She was really good. She wasn't a good leading horse, but this horse was a great lead horse. You could any horse behind her, and she would jump it, and they'd follow her. So she taught lots of horses to jump this mare. Out in the field, she was always good. If your horse was struggling, she was the one you followed. So just pop some shadows in. So I'm just doing the beginning of the detail now. Yeah, I've never rode side saddle, but a friend of mine did. She did a whole hunt side saddle. Oh, my God. So it was amazing. But, yeah, that's a whole other skill level. Never something I wanted to do. Right, so I'm just adding some shadows in. And I'll add the shading on the back, on the legs on the other side of her. So I'm just going in with the Payne's grey over the top, just keeping it really wet. Like that. just to intensify that. Okay, and I might, because she's got a white blaze, so I'll try and leave that the white of the paper. And now I'm going to go back in with a bit of true burnt umber, just burnt umber. I'll just wet it down because she's a brownie bay, like a brownie black. She's not quite black. She wasn't quite bay. So I'll add a bit of burnt umber to her highlighty bits. And I'll do Scott last. I'll do his colours last. So what have all you guys got on for this evening today, this morning, because it's morning here, of course. And I'm off to Elton John tonight, so that should be fun. So the jumper flew over mine, was right behind, but stopped at the jump. Oh, wow. I've had that happen a few times. I've somersaulted off over heads, over fences when the horse has gone, yeah, no, you're not going to do it. Oh, yeah, spell check and I are not friends, Jane. Usually my sentences are all over the shop because it spell checks on me, and of course I don't check it before. I just type, post, and then go, oh, that was wrong, because it's put a whole other word in where I was thinking something else altogether. But yeah, I don't know how to turn that off. So now just start to plop in, because his saddle's going to be jet black, because the gear that's on the horse and the bridle and everything is true black. So I need to have that stand out a little bit. Actually, I could do the bridle and that in ink, couldn't I? Ooh, that's a cheeky idea. Let's do that. So I'll do the bridle in a strong ink, and that will make that stand out a bit. Hopefully not too much. Oh, autocorrect's it's a shocker. It corrects me way too much. Okay. Just about there. Looking good. I'm quite happy with this thus far. And it's something a little bit more complex to what I usually try and do on a live stream, that's for sure. But it's a bit of fun. Thought nothing like a challenge. Just shadow up this leg a bit more. It comes right down under that dog. Shadow up this one. Hi, Desert Paws. How you going? And she's got socks on these back legs, so I'll just leave those as white paper. But because I'll actually darken up here because she is a brownie bay, so she does have the points of her legs are quite dark, and her muzzle around her face is quite dark, except for the blaze. So I'll just try and leave where the bit is, brown up around there without doing too much. The tips of her ears. Right, starting to look good. Excellent. Glad to hear, Desert. So I'll pop her eyes in. Won't be able to get a whole lot of detail in there, but I'll just leave it like that. So actually it looks like she's looking the wrong way, so I'll just round that off a fraction. Whoops. And now I'll quickly grab my brush and suck some of that out with the dry brush. So if you get too much watercolour on your paper, you can literally touch your brush back into it and it'll reabsorb up the brush, which is a handy trick. Thanks, Laurie. Yeah, I love drawing horses. I don't paint them often. I draw them more than I paint them. So I'm more confident drawing them. That's why I thought today it'd be a fun challenge to draw or to paint one, because I don't usually paint them. I usually just do them in pencil or charcoal. So this is an adventure for me today. So you're coming along for the ride, guys. So I didn't know whether this would work or not, but that's half the fun, is just experimenting and having a go. Oh, thanks, Prue. How you going? I haven't seen you guys in forever. I've got to pop over and see everyone. I've just been so crazy busy. I haven't been across and had a look. And okay, so just pop in. Your art's been gorgeous on Insta, by the way. Awesome work, Prue. Okay. So I'm just putting the colour into the hounds now. It's difficult with horses to paint them with the shadows. Yeah, I find they're really complex. That's why I thought I'd have a go. It's not going to be the best, but it's a fun thing to practice with you guys. Did a friend's horse the head a couple of years ago. He passed. Oh, I was a surprise for her. Oh, that's a lovely, lovely thing to do. I'm amazingly productive. That's putting it a really nice way. Thank you. I'm obsessed. And OCD and all of those things. But yeah, no, it's good fun. It's all good fun. Okay, so now these hounds are two-tone. So they've got the brown, and I'm going to add a bit of Payne's grey to that brown as well. Just because they've got two-tone. They're almost the same colour as the horse. So I'll just leave the lighter brown underneath. And you can just see that the lighter brown coming through under the... I can add finer details to these little guys also with my ink pens, which I will do after. I'm actually surprised this is working, guys. I thought it was going to be a bit of a mess. And they've got white tips on their tails, so I leave the tips of their tails white. I don't have to do anything to those, just leave them paper, which is nice. Right, pop the colour on this little guy, like that. Let that move around a little. And like I said, he's got a white tip on his tail. And they've got white under here, so I don't know. I might make that a little bit, might put a little bit of a blue where the shadow area is. Oh, I forgot his markings. I need to be marking in his markings. Where's my pencil? Go for me handy dandy mechanical pencil. Yeah, oh, Jane, I do that too. Christmases, birthdays, things like that. I hand make everything. I do cards, I do little pictures. And generally, people love it. And if they don't, they haven't told me. But, yeah, generally they really appreciate a little bit of art. And they can just keep it and pop it away and or have it in a frame. It's something little, but it's from the heart. So just popping the shadow in this guy. Well, not the shadow, the fur. And I'll look at the wrong picture again. And it's just got... just fill that whole area in because I can fine up the detail towards the... Yeah, Christmas and birthdays, it's so much better doing it yourself. I bought a pack of those little... Where are they? I've got them here. Hang on. Hold on a sec and I'll show you. I bought a pack of ready-made cards. So, yeah, I've got a little set of these. So they're like postcards, but you can use them for a Dale Rowney watercolour postcards. And I do little tiny portraits on them and give them as presents and birthday cards and stuff. And they can pop them in a frame, or they can just pop them in a book or something and keep them as a keepsake. And it's a handy thing to do, or handy thing to be able to do. Okay, so just pop this little guy's ear in. Start now. I'm just going to start adding little bits of detail just into the dog's ears. Right, we're getting there. It's starting to happen. Right, so I'm going to grab now. I'm going to clean my palette again because now it's covered in lots of everything. And give that a wipe off. And I'm going to go back into my grassy bits with my jaggedy brush. Where did I stick my jaggedy brush? Oh, goodness. Oh, there it is. Found it. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, there's my jaggedy brush. Found it. So I only used a cheap brush to give the haircut to make it do grass stuff. So don't panic. It's only like a 50-cent brush, something like that. So now I'm going to mix up a green to do the grass. And so I need it to be warmer at the front, cooler at the back. So I need a bit of brown with my green here. So I might actually start in the background. So I'll start with the cooler green first. So wet me thingy and go bit of, what colour is that? Bit of sap green. And I'll add the teeniest bit of cobalt to it. And that was probably a bit too much cobalt. I said teeny and I stuck the thing in way too far. Okay, and it's quite a wet wash. Just love the look of the socks on a high pointed back. Yeah, I always loved horses with white legs and white faces. I had a dressage horse and her name was Griffin, and she was a Clydie, and she had the biggest white blaze and the longest stockings. And you know how Clydesdale have the splashes of white on their belly? She had all that. She was a really impressive animal. And I go to a show or a dressage comp, and she just heads turned because she just was magnificent looking thing. But temperamental, but very smart, very temperamental. But yeah, she was a gorgeous, gorgeous looking animal. God, she'd be, you know, mid-30s now if she was still kicking. Yeah, blazers are beautiful. Thanks, Sheila. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very fast at my drawing and stuff and my painting. I go to art teachers and stuff here. I've got some great instructors, and I've had to learn to slow down because I draw, like I'll do 3 pictures in the time it takes other people to do, you know, 1. But that's a flaw. I need to slow down. I mean, it's good for videoing because I can do things quick, but I need to be able to take my time a bit more. But it's just me. I'm very fast, and it's just natural. I just sort of squiggle out a picture, and it's sort of like boom, and it's there. But not so much with the painting. Painting, I'm still learning patience and time. Okay, so it's getting there. So we've got a bit of texture happening. Oh, thanks, Jane. Yeah, Clydesdales are gorgeous, Prue. I just absolutely, I think they're my favourite breed of horse, my favourite breed. We've still got one on the property. We've got this one's, it's not her half sister actually. It's my dressage horse's daughter. So, but she's retired down the back. She's just resting up down the bottom of the property. Okay, so I've mixed up. I was going to test that actually. I've mixed up a grey green, but I'm not sure I'm happy with it. So I'm just going to pop that up here and give it a bit of a. Oh yeah, that's a good coolly sort of grey green. Oh, I'm a fiddler, Prue. Don't you worry about Ask Laurie. I'm a fiddler. I usually get to a point where I'm supposed to stop, and I don't have a stop button. Story of my life. So I'm just going to pop in a few different grassy bits up there. And I'm not real happy with that colour, so I'm going to add a bit more green to it. Okay, check that again. Right, a bit more green. Got to get me some more of that green. I like that colour. Okay, that's a bit better. I just need it a bit thicker, not quite so wet. Not quite so. Okay, that's a bit more like it. Okay. Yeah, any horses they're all gorgeous. We've got a couple of quarter horses now, and I've got my best friend, her miniature ponies living here. So we've got 2 miniature Shetlands, which are absolutely gorgeous. Terrors, but absolutely gorgeous. And we've got post and rail fencing with 2 rails, and we've had to run the hot tape, like a wire, under the bottom rail so that the ponies don't just walk under because they're that little. They can walk under everything. And they're little Houdinis, but they're very, very cute. Their names are Tex and Zorro. This looks so great. It would take me a week. Oh, thank you. But yeah, like I said, I draw all the time, so it does come a bit easier for me. And horses, you know, I've always drawn horses. So not so much dogs. The dogs I find difficult. I'm surprised they've turned out well this morning. So because I'm not usually very confident with dogs. But I suppose I'm not doing much detail. They're just sort of impressions. Like I'm not Yeah. Shetlands are ruthless. Yes, they are. They are. Shetlands and cows, not great on fencing. Mind you, problem with our horses, because they all knew how to jump. So my big mare, she'd go, oh, the grass is literally greener over there. And she was in the diet paddock because she always got a bit fat. So we had a paddock that was very short grass, and she'd go in there. I'd come out the next day and she will have jumped 2 paddocks to get to the grassy paddock. So she'd be happily munching away because she's like, yeah, nah, because she could jump anything. Shh, don't remind me of drawing dogs. Yeah, no, I'm not a really good dog drawer. So feeling it there. Feeling your pain. Okay, so now I'm going to draw Spanish ties. Oh, I love the Spanish horses. We've got around the road from us. They've got I don't want to call them a circus. They're not a circus. They do a horse show called the Horsemen of Snowy River. But they have Lipizzaners and Andalusians, and they're high school trained. Like, they are so high-level dressage trained. And they are just so proud and magnificent. And they've got Friesians as well. And Friesians, they're a black, magnificent, proud horse. If you've ever seen the movie Lady Hawk, he rides a Friesian stallion. Oh, God, they're beautiful horses. Apparently, they're incredibly temperamental, but they're magnificent to look at. I suppose they're the horse equivalent of an Afghan hound. Okay, so blue. I'm going for a bit of indigo, and I'm adding a little bit of burnt umber. No, I need to go purple for the shadow, don't I? So I'm going to mix up a purple. So again, I'll go for the indigo because it'll make a cooler shadow. And I'll add a bit of red, a bit more indigo. Try and get a purple that I'm happy with. Whoops, my brush is a bit dry. That's a good shadow colour, I reckon. So good. Shetlands are generally hilarious little jokes. Yeah, they are. They've got small pony syndrome. They have the giantest personalities. Oh, yeah. I think the bigger they are, the more gentle they get. The smaller they are. They're like dogs. You know, the little dogs have got all the attitude. But, yeah. Okay, so I'm popping a shadow in now. And I'm just going to sort of wiggle wobble it about, not keep it too uniform, just so it's... I probably should have used my grassy brush, shouldn't I? Well, there you go, Jen. There's for thinking. I should have thought of that before I did this. But that's okay. You live and learn. You got a poodle? I love poodles. Have you got a toy one or a big one? Because you've got a poodle too, Laurie. My brother's got poodles. I've got Jack Russells that scream a lot and bark a lot because we've got lots of rabbits and lots of kangaroos and lots of all kinds of stuff running around the joint, and they love to bark. So they're actually under my desk as we speak. We just spent a month putting my friend's son's Shetty in his place. Yeah, the littler they are, the bigger the attitude. That is for sure. In any animal, I reckon, including people, animals. Okay. So I reckon that's coming along. I'm going to go to work now on, I'm going to do the saddle blanket. And the saddle blanket is like a royal blue. So, well, it's not that blue. I reckon might try an ultramarine. It's that kind of a blue. It's a really strong purpley blue. So I'll add that in and I'll just move it around, damp my brush, move it around the saddle. Oh, excuse me. Got a frog in my throat. Sorry, guys. Hope that wasn't too loud on the mic. Okay, so pop that round like that. And it comes under the front of the saddle blanket a little bit. You can just see the front bit of it like that. All right, so that's that. And then I've got red on my brush. Where did that red come from? That's interesting. Okay, I need to be washing that out. You're only 5'1", so I fit in the Small cat. Oh, you're feisty then, Laurie. That's the guaranteed means you're feisty. You're one of the few adults that are shorter than me. Laurie, no dying, Jen. You're not finished. Hey, no dying. I'm 5'3" or 4. I'm 5'9", I think 5'9", 5'10", something like that. Yeah, often lacking in training because of a lot of people seem to think small animals. Yeah, I know. They're going to get away with murder. Okay, so now I'm going to do the trim. So on top of that, I know where the red came from. It came from me red. There's a bit of rocket science for you. Me red came out of me red. Okay, so now it's got red trim just around the edge. Whoops. And then there's white trim around the edge of that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do that, get that on there, quick smart, like that, and leave it. Right, that's it. That's done. That part of the saddle blanket's done. So now I'm going to go back into his jacket. Because his jacket is that colour red. It's a really strong, they call it pink, actually hunting pink. So it's a strong colour. So I'll pop that in like that and then run it around with a damp brush. Whoops, a bit too damp. That was a wet brush. Run it around with a damp brush. And I can build that up in layers like that. That's his other arm going off over there. Okay. Rightio. So that's just about sorted there. Okie doke. And now I'm going to start building up. So he's actually got shadowing under here. It comes in under his waist there. And there we go. So I'll just do that like that. There's a little bit of shadow here. Comes down the front. So this is from a 13-year-old photo. One of our beautiful old horses. Okay. And my cute husband. And people buy them for kids. I know. And then stick them on them and lead them around and the things aren't trained. That horrifies me. But you know what? These little ponies, they put up with it. I don't know how they put up with it, but they put up with it. So now his jodhpurs are white. So I'm only going to add a light blue for the shadow area. And that's it. So literally, I'm going to, just in his wrinkly bits of his joddies, do that. And that will dry just where there's a bit of pattern. So that's just the effect. That's his jodhpurs. That's it. So that'll be white paper, just with a little bit of blue for the shadow area. Oh, cobs. I always wanted a Welsh cob. They are the most magnificent, proud little animals. Oh, they're gorgeous. My dream was to have a Welshie when I was a kid, or not even when I was a kid, all my life. I just love them. Beautiful, beautiful animals. Okay, so I'm going into his boots with Payne's Grey. I'm just taking that down the length of his boots. He does have a leather red stripe across the top, but I'm just doing the boot. Oh, thank you, Laurie. It's luck, I can tell you. It's working out today, but 99.9% of the time it doesn't work out. Usually my shadows are awful. I've just bluffed it today. It just happens to be working. It's all for show, believe me. It's all for show. I won't be able to do it again. I wouldn't be able to do it again in a pink fit. Oh, goodness. So I'll just darken up this boot at the back. Do the soles of his shoes. I'm trying to read, guys. Okay, the owners of the place we rent was choked to see me with a whip, but I had to have something that I could reach the little shit. Oh, Laurie, give me a good old Australian stock horse. Oh, yeah, nothing beats a stocky. I normally never... you shouldn't put your work out. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm a work in progress. But Yeah, lots and lots of room for improvement, but loving what I'm doing. So that's all that matters. Ultimately, as long as you love what you do, there's no such thing as bad art. If you're happy, it's all good. If you're happy doing it, that's what it's all about. So no such thing as bad art if you're happy making it. Okay. We certainly are. All works in progress till the day we pop our clogs. Okay, so just take some more shadow around. I'm just using burnt umber on the mare. Take that down her leg. An Irish cob. Oh, beautiful. I don't know that I've seen an Irish cob. I've seen Welsh cobs, but I don't know that I've seen an Irish one. Are they similar lines? Do they come from the same bloodlines? The same sort of type? You know, the stocky, strong built, sort of short, about 15 odd hand or 14 two hands, something like that. Ours look like little Clydes. We decided she didn't have ribs, fitted her with a whiskey barrel. Oh, what blue is under the saddle? Okay, that is ultramarine, French ultramarine. So, yeah, it's a beautiful, vibrant blue. And the saddle blanket is actually, I'll show you the photo. So the saddle blanket is that vibrant blue. So, yeah, so I thought that was as close a colour as I could get to it. So now I'm just adding a bit of that. Actually, I'm adding the shadow in the grass to the horse. So just to bring her together a bit more. Oh, okay, yeah, smallish. Yeah, that's what they remind me of, a little draft. So they are very similar looking then in style. Okay. So I'm just going to move that. Irish cobs. Oh, gypsy cobs. Gypsy cobs are beautiful. We've got a gypsy cob stud up the road. They're not true gypsy cobs, obviously, but yeah, up the road from us breed them, and they're magnificent little things. Okay. So now I'm going to go back in and add his helmet, because I haven't done his helmet. Got to do his helmet. And it's just a black velvet helmet. So just use me Payne's grey like that. Be careful not to go on the outside of the picture. Righto. So just take the darkest bit around the trim. And he's got his straps that come down behind his head like that and under his chin to hold his helmet on like that. Right, looking pretty good. Got it happening. I'll just define that a little bit more. Got to pop his skin tone in, don't I? I haven't done his skin tone yet. I'll round that off a bit more because it's a bit more of a, got a little blob on there. Right. Okay, so I'm going to attempt a skin tone. You watch me make him look like he's got a pink blob face. So I'm going to go a little bit yellow ochre. And on Chrissy's, I learned how to do skin tones the other day on Chrissy's channel. She did a skin tone video, Chrissy Canvas Arts. And so I'm putting one of those into action, and I'm probably going to use the wrong colours, but we'll just pretend that I use the right ones. So I'm going a little bit of yellow ochre and a little bit of red. I'm going to test that on my bit of paper. That's not too bad. Okay, we might go with that. Yeah, we called it helmets, riding helmet, or hard hat. But yeah, generally we call them a riding helmet. Okay, so just going to leave that like that. And he's got gloves on. He's got black gloves on. So I'll pop his gloves on. Actually, no, I won't. I'm going to leave them skin tone. I'll do them skin tone. Do his hands skin tone, because otherwise they'll look like mane. So you've got to I think a little bit of head here and there. Oh, thank you, Laurie. Yeah, the grass, again, fluked it. It's me brush. It's me that brush, me cutty uppy brush. That does all the work for me. You've got to cut an old brush up. This is one of me, what are they? They're me Marte brushes I bought from the $2 shop. So I just hacked the end off one. Yeah, they're supposed to wear gloves, Argo, and he does have gloves on, but if I put gloves on him, they would blend into his mane and wouldn't stand out. I just didn't want his hands to disappear. So, yeah. So that's why he has no gloves on in this picture, but he actually does have gloves on. So, but I've taken them off artistic license because of he needs to just stand out a little bit from the horse so he looks like he's got hands and his hands haven't been chopped off. So, yeah, I've had to change it just a fraction to suit the composition. So now I'm just popping the bridle details in, and I was going to do those in ink pen, but I think that would stand out too much. Hi, Carolyn, to be free. Okay. So I actually heard about raids on Twitch. So funny. Goodness gracious. That's so cute. Okay, so now I'm popping the reins on. And I'll pop the details. Hi, Carolyn's Art Adventures. How are you going? Okay, so I'm popping the reins. I'm going to do the buckles and stuff. I'll do them in ink. Unfortunately, also means that I pick up bad habits very quickly. Hang on, what I miss? I haven't ever worked on smart horses in that breed. Oog, flicking back, flicking back, flicking back. Oh, I can't see. So it's got a breastplate on. Sorry, guys, I'm missing comments here and there. I'm trying to focus on everything, and I'm a bit like a squirrel. I tend to go, oh, look over there, and then whatever I was looking at's gone, and then look over there, and then whatever is gone, and yeah. I have squirrel moments. Oh, you guys are hilarious, Ian. Oh my God, thank you. You guys are a cracker. That's awesome. I've heard about these raids and I've never seen one. Okay, what it is people from another channel, Laurie. They if you're online, sometimes at the same time or you cross over, they all just jump across onto your channel. It's hilarious. I love it, love it, love it. So funny. I didn't know they happened on YouTube. I knew they happened on Twitch. Sorry, didn't know they happened. Oh, thanks, Madonna. Hi, Diana. You're awesome. You are so fun. It's my first raid. Yes. I had no idea this happened on YouTube. You're a cracker. You guys are hilarious. Awesome. I'm going to watch. I tried to make it so it didn't overlap yours because I thought, oh, you guys are on for 2 hours. I'll try not to cross over your time zone thingy. So I thought, okay, well, I'll give 2 hours and then I should be right. So I'm so sorry that I overlapped the end of you guys. I'm so sorry. I tried really hard not to. But thank you so much for raiding me. How awesome is that? I've been raided. Hi, Mystic. Thank you so much for coming. You guys are awesome. Oh, you just made a really fun thingy even better. It's just awesome. So everyone, introduce yourselves to everyone. If you haven't met, you're an awesome bunch of people, the whole lot of you. So please introduce yourselves. So So now I'm going to pop the saddle in. And it's the same colour as his boots, but I'm not worried too much about that. Oops, my paper's popping up. So pop that. Just going to go literally with pure, unadulterated Payne's grey in like cream, thick consistency. That comes up behind his jacket there a little bit. I know the whole gang and some. Okay. So yeah, I follow everyone here, which is really awesome. So all these people I admire are watching me doing stuff, which is a bit unsettling. But yeah, everyone here, they're awesome artists. Hi, Grayscale. How are you going today? Or tonight? I have no idea what it is in your side of the world. Because it's, what time is it here? 10 o'clock in the morning. On, what day is, oh, today's Saturday. I'm going to Elton John tonight. Woohoo. So my twin sister, I've got a twin sister. She's coming down. And for our 50th, we're going to Elton John. So that should be good fun. Thank you, Diana. Thank you so much. And Carolyn and everyone. Okay, so now I'm going to add some shadow onto these little hounds. Actually, I'm going to add some shadow onto Scott's face. So for anyone who's just arrived, this is actually a picture of my husband from about 13, 14 years ago. So I'm now going to go in with a slightly stronger mix of pinky. Yeah, I know. My brother-in-law bought the tickets for us as a 50th birthday present. So I thought that was a bit special because it's something I wouldn't do for myself normally. But he rang me up and said, right, I've got you and Susie Elton John tickets. So it's a bit exciting because, you know, every birthday party, everything like that, we tend to bop along to Elton John whenever we used to catch up and have parties and whatever. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of darker colour. Your paper's popping up. Just skin tone still as a shadow. I'm not going to go into detail on his face. I'm just going to put little shadow of the same skin tone. That's a bit dark. Just around his face and mop it out a bit, smooth out the edges so it doesn't. Yeah, my 50th. Yeah, getting a bit on now. But, yeah, I'm in denial. I'm totally in denial. And it's not for a little while. It's this year. Not saying when. But we haven't, it's come early because Elton John, it's his farewell tour. So it's something that I would never do for myself. So it's a really nice thing. Okay, so I reckon, what do you guys reckon about his face? What cut? Yeah, I'm in denial. We can both be in denial together. I reckon I'm not going to do, I'm going to put that in there. He's got black hair, but I'm just going to shadow. I'm not going to actually do a whole lot more than that. I'm going to let the face be the, oh, thanks, Jane. I'm sure it'll be a ton of fun. And it's only around the corner from us where the concert's being held. So they're holding it open air. We've got a beautiful mountain here called Hanging Rock. So they're holding the concert at Hanging Rock. So I don't know whether you've ever seen the movie Picnic at Hanging Rock. So, yeah, it's a gorgeous spot. So that's where they're holding the concert tonight. And we're in the vicinity. So it makes life a lot easier. So we don't have to drive for hours. So I've just popped a bit of that skin tone onto her chin. So, oh, it's going to be gorgeous. Usually when they hold anything there, it's stormy, but we've got a clear day today. So it's not usually rainy, but it's stormy when they hold anything because they usually hold it summer to February. Okay, so I'm going to pop. Yeah, well, I'm around the corner from there, Laurie. Literally, you could jump on a bike and ride around. Think about the sombrero effect, Jen, on his face from the hat. Okay, so when you say that, so we're talking shadow down this way, like so coming down, covering his nose, sort of, Ian. Help me here. Oh, my birthday's not for a little while. It's an early birthday present. So, but turning the big 50. But Elton John, I know. And we've even got our seats are so close to the front, or not seats because we take our own chairs. That's how awesome it is. So, but we're so close to the front, we might even get sparkles. So he might throw sparkles at us. Oh, Prue, have a great night. Thank you so much for coming. I really, really appreciate the support. It's been brilliant. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have an awesome night's sleep. Okay, so I'm going to sombrero. So I'm adding, oops. This is a purpley grey, believe it or not, but it's doing different things on the paper. I'm going to go for a bit more blue maybe with shadow because shadows are generally cooler. Oops, that's a bit heavy, so I can mop that out. Mop it out a fraction like that. And then I'll just touch it with my finger. So it's just subtle. Okay. Right, I'm going to add some shadowing. Let that dry, and I'll add some shadowing into the hounds. And I'm just going to use a very washed down cobalt blue just for cool shadows underneath them. So I'll go like that. And then on that inside leg, because you can't see that, and anywhere that's in shadow, do the same on the others. So just do the same on all the hounds, like that. Oh, and Scott's home, my husband. He's had to go out and, because he's a blacksmith by trade, so he's been out doing a couple of horses' feet this morning. So we're a horsey bunch today, eh? Okay, so I'll just spread that round. I apologise again if I've missed anyone. Hi all, thank you so much for coming over to my channel and having a look. I can't tell you how much it means to me to be able to share art with all you guys and see your art, because I'll go back through and see who I haven't met before, and if I haven't met anyone, I'll be going over and checking yous all out and subscribing and commenting on your art and stuff, because I love following art. Oh, cool, Jane. Yeah, no, he's a proper blacksmith, so he's done all the blacksmithing stuff, and my youngest daughter is now his apprentice, so which is really cool. So she's second year apprentice blacksmith now, so it's awesome. And she loves making stuff, so she gets out and, you know, she'll make wine racks and do all the crafty stuff with the metal work. So, and she loves jewelry making as well. So we're actually tossing around, working out how they've made brass and ingots and stuff. So we're working out how to make, get her to make gold jewelry or silver jewelry at least. Oh, thank you, Luna. Oh, thanks for coming. So great to see you here, Luna. You know, this picture's actually working out really well. I sound surprised because I am, because usually I mess things up by now. So I'm not going to add too much more, I don't reckon. I'm going to go, I'll start doing the fine details now. So I'm going to grab, oh yeah, we make with all this, because we end up with a ton of old horseshoes. So you pull the shoes off, put new shoes on, and we keep the old shoes. So we make wine racks and things. So you just soak them, scrub them, get them clean. And then you can make garden ornaments like balls. I've seen them made into bench seats, completely out of horseshoes. Absolutely stunning. Haven't done that yet, but would love that. Yeah, you can make all kinds of wonderful sculptures with them. I made, you know, the boot pullers. So you put your one foot in the thing and your other foot on it, and you pull your boot off. Yeah, we've got them. They're horseshoes. So they're 4 or 5 horseshoes in a row, all welded together. And then, yeah, they're a boot puller. So it's very handy. Right, so, yeah, I want my husband and my daughter to make me one because we've got enough shoes. We could do it. Okay, so add a bit of, I'm going to add, actually, I'm going to go a bit of transparent sienna. This is a schmincke colour, I think, because I use a mixture. I use 2 lots of colours. And who was actually doing the actions? Oh, yeah. How did you know? Oh, my God, you're freaking me out, Laurie. I was too. You could hear it in my voice, couldn't you? I was trying to visualise how it worked. So, yeah, I did. I had one foot in front of the other like a nong. So I'm just adding a bit of transparent sienna. You know me too well, Laurie. It's a bit scary. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that around because their little coats are multi-coated. They're multicoloured. They've got 3 or 4 different browns in them. So, and I'll let it go over the top of the others as well. And I'll move it around with a damp brush. Boot puller, I'd love one. About 8 people. How's he? I'd give you one, but it'd cost an awful lot to get it across that side of the world, I reckon. I'm not sure how the mail system would go with a set of shoes, but I suppose they come out, don't they? They come out from Asia to here, the ready-made ones. I mean, Scott and April make them. We do have ready-mades for the standard size horses, but they make the heavy horse shoes. Yeah, they are. They're black-backed, tan. They're like a beagle. You know how beagles have got that multicolored coat? They're coloured like a beagle. They're just a giant beagle. So, well, they're not just a giant beagle. They're coloured like a giant beagle. They've got that tritone sort of a coat. Okay, I reckon that's looking pretty good. We'll go a bit stronger on this one. It does look a bit more pale on the screen, I think. It might be my screen resolution. I'm not sure. Oh, there you go. Sorry, Jane. I'm having a Jenny moment. Of course he could. Excuse my doggies. My husband's just out the back, and they've realised he's home, and now they're like, oh, hi, barking at the top of their hairy little lungs. Okay, so now I'm just going to add a little bit of a highlighty reddy brown on her back end. I think actually they're not barking at my husband, they're barking in a magpie flying around the back. Okay, a little bit on her neck. That will dry down a fraction. It might be a bit orangey looking actually, but that's okay. I can do that. Soften that out. Right. Okie doke. So, okay, final details. I'm going to grab my, because my opaque white gouache is not opaque white enough. So I'm going to go a bit of white for the bit, the little buckles where the buckles are, like that, just to suggest buckles. Yeah, I reckon it's pretty just about done. Apart from drawing and painting, do you do any other things? I love to sew. Haven't sewn in a long while because I'm limited on space, but I love sewing. My mum was a potter and painter, so as a kid, I grew up sort of glazing pots and watching mum glazing pots. So, and music, love music. So I play piano, not great, but I play it. But yeah, musical as well. Learned to play the violin when I was a little kid, hated every second of it. So yeah, I've tried just about everything. Oh, you know what I didn't do? His collar on his jacket is the same blue as his saddle blanket. So I've got to do the collar on his jacket, which is now dried on my palette, so I've got to wet it. Okay. And just add that to there, because it's just that bit is blue also. Incredible work, enjoy Elton. I know, it's going to be awesome, but it is so sad it's his last one. But it's going to be one hell of a show. So I can't wait. But so yeah, he's got that kind of tux cut top. And I reckon that pop my signature on. And what am I going to do? I'll do my signature in Payne's Grey down in the bottom corner, I reckon. So it's almost visible, but not quite. Like, oops, not going to work. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it with my pen because that'll be easier. So I'll forget that bit and I'll go just a tiny signature like that. Doesn't need to be big. Just enough to say, hey, it's me. And I'm going to pop the paper off. Oops. Get the picture out the way. And put that off like that. Oh, and it's stuck to my hands and everywhere. And we are done. Whoops, it's going to sit there. Stick my phone up underneath it to hold it. Okie dokie, guys. We're done, dude. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was lots of fun. Thank you so much for popping over and sharing it with me. It was awesome fun. And yeah, I'll see you all next week. And I'll pop up my videos during the week, and I'll pop over and check everyone out. I'm going to go back through all this and see who's in there, and pop over and see all your channels and everything if I haven't seen anyone. So thank you for sharing it all with me. It's just awesome, awesome fun. And yeah, I shall see you guys next time. Righto. Over and out. Okie doke, guys. Catch ya.